Okay, here we go. We're going to make a spreadsheet up right here. I want to do a little bit of basic training on your main spreadsheet, kind of an all-in-one video. First off, you're going to want to download your main spreadsheet from the website. So go to the training materials tab and then go down to step 4. And under step 4, you click on the main spreadsheet. It will download onto your computer and then open that up. Once you open that up, this is what you are going to see. Something that I want you to keep in mind. Right now, you're seeing that these columns are labeled with letters. I do not want you to pay attention to the letters. What I want you to pay attention to is the title. Do not pay attention to the letter, pay attention to the title. So the reason being is we change these spreadsheets constantly. We're always putting more columns in and taking columns out just because we are learning new ways of doing things and have questions that we have for ourselves and that clients have brought up that they would like to keep track of, and we feel like that it's a great idea. So we add those to the spreadsheet. So please pay attention to the title, not the letter that is on the spreadsheet, because you will see in the future videos that you're going to watch, if you have not watched them already, the letters are different than what you're seeing on this column in the spreadsheet. So keep that in mind as you go forward, that it's all about the title, not the letter. So the property information column is the most important column in the long run. Obviously, the rest of them are important because you want all the details of the phone numbers, the names, and all those things. But the property information column is going to help keep track of what ones you have heard from and what ones that you have not. Every one of your leads are going to be considered a D. So you will put a D in the property information column. In every column for the property information, you will put a D there. It starts that out as a D, every one of them. And then as you receive responses for those letters, whether it be a phone call, a return letter, anything, that's when the codes will start changing. The Z is for the return addresses. And then you have additional codes, and you'll hear about those in more detail in another video down the road here. You will see that under step 3 in the training modules. But you will use an A, and then you'll put the date that they called. And then you would use all kinds of different things that would have all the details there. This is where you keep track of your money. This is where you are going to know where the money is. You want to be able to send again to the areas that you've heard the most responses to. So make that your goal. Make that a very important goal, that if for some reason that you have somebody else that would be helping you, and for some reason you go into a hospital and you're not able to work on this for a couple weeks, they can take this spreadsheet, read through it, and know exactly what's going on by your codes and by your details that you have listed by those codes, so that you know everything about that. There is never enough detail in this column. You want to add more and more and more to this column. So you have your leads that you have been sent, and you have downloaded those from the website. So then we're going to go to the bottom here underneath examples, and we're going to go to the one of the sets of leads that you were sent. We're going to highlight the leads, leave out the column or the title column, We're going to copy these. And then we're going to go back to your spreadsheet and we're going to paste these. So now you see that once they are pasted into the spreadsheet, now you see all of them are put in here matching the titles in the top of your spreadsheet. And you can look and pay attention to that, and that is correct. And then you're going to go over here to the information columns. You see all the different information you want to put in. So you would put the date that you mailed out those letters. You put that in. Say it's for all the letters. So if it was me, I would copy this one, and then I would select all of them down the road here, and then you would paste them into there. So then all of them have that date put into it. So you don't have to put it in every single one. You also would want to put in the date that they are sent to fulfillment. So you would want to put that in that, say, maybe you put them in on the 17th and they were mailed out on the 20th. You received a email stating that they were mailed. So that's when you would put them there. When you receive your letter, there is a column here that would tell you to put the date that you received that letter. A lot of times on the letter itself, there is a date on there of when it was rejected to you. If you don't, just keep in mind of the day that you took it out of the mailbox. You would also put in how many times you've sent to these motivated sellers. And then letter number. That means, personally, I have probably 7 or 8 letters, and I've labeled them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And whichever one I've chose to send there, that is the letter that I would, the number of that letter that I would put there. So let's just say I sent letter number 1. Also later on down the road, I sent letter number 5. So I would put that in there. I would also put the date of when each letter was sent. So if it, over here on the left, I would put a dash and then put number 1, just so that it's there, so I have an idea which one was sent when. You would also put in the details if they called you, when they call, the contact name, who it is that called you, their phone number. Did they text you? Did you text them and follow up on it? So you would put the date of when it was followed up on. Here is where you would put your D to start every single letter or lead with that letter. It's a D for every single one of them to start out. So then I would copy this, and then I would paste it into all the rest of the leads. So I'd paste it into every single one of those leads. And then as they call in, you're going to find out all the rest of this information. Is there a motivated seller asking price? Have they told you that? You have your high-low bid, your property comp. So all that information gets filled in also. Again, like I said, the more details, the better. You want to have as many details as possible to put into this spreadsheet. And again, I'm going to say it again because it's important. Pay attention to the title of where you're putting your information, not the letter, the title. Okay? You can zoom out here and see that information. So the date mailed, the date that it was sent to the fulfillment center. You would want all that information put in there. There are these codes listed out here to give you an idea of things to state on the lead. So please read through those and what we're talking about. There is a video that goes into a lot of detail about these leads and what you would put in there for the code of the lead. So please watch that video if you need explanations of what each one of those leads mean. Again, there are some information up here too. that you would want to go through. This is the date that you sent to the fulfillment center with your letter, the date they sent you the confirmation email that it was mailed, the date stamped on the envelope of when the letter was returned. And then once you start acquiring data from the phone calls, you will start sending letters to the same zip codes again. Again, this is important to have all the information to know where you're finding the best responses. You want to know, where should I be spending the money at for the next set of letters? So keep that in mind. This is important to know because it's all about keeping track of your money and keeping track of the information. Information is key to all businesses. So please make sure you're keeping track of those things. Once you have all that information in, you can sort the column. Let's just say there's a few Z's here that are bad addresses. So I'll put those in here. And then you would click on the column and you would sort the column A to Z. Click on sort. Guess what? All of those Z's that I put in are at the bottom. They're right down here. So please make sure to put that in. That's an important thing because then when you have A's, the A's are going to go to jump to the top of the page. So those are important to put in. If you have questions on these things, you can talk to your coach. But I think this will help with some basic things about this spreadsheet. Again, I'm going to say it again and again and again. Information is key. You want to make it so if somebody needs to come in and help you, or you have a partner that's working with you, that you know that they could look at this and have all the details without having to talk to you. That's what is very important to look at it as.